Welcome you back to the lesson. Still we are in the first lesson of your geography book. That's the solar system. Okay Putala, can you all remember that day we discussed about the objectives of this lesson and we discussed about the composition of the solar system and as well as we did up to the sun. So we discussed many more things about the lesson, and today we are going to start from the planets from this lesson, from this chapter, so you can be able to study about the physical appearances of the planets, and not only that, their temperature and the location and many more things you can study. And in what are the inner planets, what are the outer planets, beliefs which are connected with the planets, and new knowledge about the planets and the technological improvements and many more things you can study from this lesson. Okay, today we are going to learn many more things. Okay, let's study that. That day we did up to the sun, and today we have to start from the planets. There are many definitions about the planets, and today we are going to study about the correct definitions on planets. Spherical objects that are moving on orbits around the sun are called planets. Okay, and here now you can see, now we all know about what are the spherical objects. So these are moving on orbits around the sun, so all those are called planets. Okay, and the solar system consists of 8 main planets. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Okay, now if I ask a question, okay, what are the main planets of the solar system, then you have to write these things: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So between Mars and Jupiter there is a belt of asteroids. Okay, between Mars and Jupiter, between Mars and Jupiter there's a belt of asteroids. Okay, planets have been divided into 2 categories as inner planets and outer planets. Okay, there are 2 categories. What are those? Inner planets and outer planets. Now we are going to study what are the inner planets and outer planets. The planets located between the sun and the belt of asteroids are known as inner planets. Okay, then when you are explaining these things, you have to explain about these things. The planets located between where to where? The sun and the belt of asteroids are known as inner planets. They are composed of rocks made up of silicate and metal materials. Okay, this inner planet is made of silicate and metal materials. Okay, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars belong to the category of inner planets. Okay, you have to underline these things. What are they? Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars belong to the category of inner planets. How many planets are here? There are 4 planets. Okay, those are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. Okay, outer planets. The planets located out of the belt of asteroids are known as outer planets. Okay, the planets located out of the belt of asteroids are known as outer planets. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune belong to this category. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Here also we can see 4 planets. What are they? Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune belong to this category. Like that means outer planets. They are basically gaseous in composition. They are made out of gases. What are the gases? Hydrogen and helium. Okay, and Mercury. Now we are going to study each and every planet. Okay, Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. Mercury is the closest planet to whom? Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. It is the smallest planet of the solar system. It is the smaller planet of the solar system. It is a bit larger than the moon, the natural satellite of the Earth in size. Usually it is a bit larger than the moon, the natural satellite of the Earth in size. The temperature is extremely high due to its close proximity to the sun and slow rotation. Now here you can see Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. Okay, so what can you say about the temperature of the Mercury? So it can be high, because of the close proximity to the sun and the slow rotation. The surface temperature is about 167 Celsius. There are craters on the surface due to the volcanic eruptions. Okay, there we can see cracks on the surface, because why? Due to the volcanic eruptions. Okay, because it has very high temperature. Okay, on Mercury it has no atmosphere. Therefore this is a high risk of falling asteroids on meteoroids. Okay, so it has no atmosphere, so it has a risk of falling asteroids and meteoroids. Mercury has no satellites. And the next one is Venus. Venus is the second planet according to the distance from the sun. Now what is the first one? First one is Mercury. Now we studied about that. And the second one is Venus. Venus is the second planet according to the distance from the sun. Now you can see here there's a picture of Venus. Okay, it is the closest planet to the Earth. Okay, so Venus is the closest planet to the Earth. It is the planet with the highest surface temperature of 464 Celsius. 464 Celsius. Okay, it is the planet with the highest surface temperature. So what can you say about the temperature? Very high, right? The main gas found in this planet is carbon dioxide. What's the percentage? 96% of carbon dioxide. It is somewhat smaller than the Earth in size. It is somewhat smaller than the Earth in size. It is the planet most clearly visible in the night sky. This planet can be most clearly visible in the night sky. The surface of the planet is covered by thick layer of clouds. Now this Venus, okay, its surface covered by thick layer of clouds. Now we can see here there's just like that means just like misty. Okay, so just like mist you can see here. So we can imagine, so it may be a thick layer of clouds. Therefore its surface cannot be seen well. So that's what we can't see the surface well. It is visible brightly in the sky due to the reflection of the sun rays by this thick layer of clouds. It is visible brightly in the sky due to the reflection of the sun rays by this thick layer of clouds. Rotation from east to west. You have to underline these things. Okay, Venus rotates from where to where? East to west. In a special feature of this planet. That's the special feature. During one period of the year, it's clearly visible in the eastern sky before dawn, and during another period in the western sky after sunset. Hence, the Venus is called the morning star as well as the evening star. If I ask a question, what's the morning star and the evening star? Then you have to write what? Venus. Venus has no satellites. Okay, we can. So during the one period of the year, we can see it in the eastern sky before the dawn, and the other one is in the western sky after the sunset. Okay, and Venus has no satellites. And the next one is, the special one is the Earth. Earth is the planet which we live on. Now there's our place. Okay, it is the third planet from the sun in the distance, and it is the largest among the inner planets. Now this is the third planet from the sun. First one we study, what is that? Mercury, then Venus, Now the third one is Earth, our place. Okay, in the distance in the largest among the inner planets. It is visible as an attractive celestial object in blue. What's the color of the Earth? Blue. When it is seen from outer space. Hence, it is called the blue planet. So, if I ask a question, what's the blue planet? Then you have to write Earth. According to the information found up to date, it is the only planet with life. Okay, only planet with life. So now you can see here, there's a picture of the Earth. So there's the only place, only planet with life. Okay, existence of water, coronal atmosphere, composition, and the gravitational power are reasons for the existence of life on Earth. So all these help to maintain of the existence of life on Earth. The Earth has one natural satellite called the Moon. The Earth has how many satellites? One. It's called the Moon. And we studied 3 planets, and this is the 4th one, Mars. Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun according to distance. Okay, first one Mercury, second Venus, third Earth, and the 4th one is the Mars. Okay, so it is called the red planet. Okay, what's the red planet? Mars, since it is visible as a reddish object in the night sky. Okay, we can see Mars with the naked eye, as it is the second closest planet to the Earth. So we can see it with the naked eye. Okay, so there is a thin atmosphere and carbon dioxide is the predominant gas. Okay, so there's a thin atmosphere, not thick, very thin atmosphere, and carbon dioxide is the predominant gas. Mars has 2 satellites called Phobos and Deimos. Okay, how many satellites? 2. Okay, and the next one is Jupiter. Now we are going to study about outer planets. Outer planets begin with Jupiter. Outer planets begin with Jupiter. Now you know about the inner planets and the outer planets. Okay, there are 4 inner planets as well as there are 4 outer planets. Okay, among the planets, Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun and it is the largest planet in the solar system. Among the planets, Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun and it is the largest planet in the solar system. Okay, the diameter of the Jupiter is 142,984 kilometers and it is 10 times more than the diameter of the Earth. The regions like black stripes as well as bright regions can be seen on the surface of Jupiter. Now you can see here stripes are here. Okay, the regions like black stripes as well as bright regions can be seen on the surface of Jupiter. Jupiter has the highest gravitational force among the planets in the solar system. It has the highest gravitational force. Jupiter has the largest number of natural satellites. Jupiter has the largest number of natural satellites. Okay, according to the observation up to date, it has how many natural satellites? It has 67 natural satellites. Okay, now we are going to study about Saturn. That's the 6th planet from the Sun. So Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun. It is the second largest planet and it is about 9 times the size of the Earth. Okay, so it is the second largest planet and it is about 9 times the size of the Earth. Saturn has an attractive set of rings. Saturn has an attractive set of rings around it. Now you can see here there are attractive set of rings around it. These rings are formed of ice particles of different sizes. So these rings are formed of ice particles of different sizes. Saturn has 62 natural satellites. Okay. Now we studied about Jupiter as well. Jupiter, it has 67 natural satellites, and here Saturn, it has 62 natural satellites. Now you can see in this picture, it's really beautiful. Uranus. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. It is the 3rd largest planet in the solar system. It's the 3rd largest planet in the solar system. It has been found that Uranus too has a thin set of rings around it. It has been found that Uranus too has a thin set of rings, not thick, thin set of rings around it. It has how many satellites? 27 satellites. Next one is, 8th one is Neptune. Neptune is the 8th planet and the one farthest from the Sun. Okay, it is seen in blue. Now here you can see it's really beautiful. It is 4 times larger than the Earth. It is 4 times larger than the Earth. Neptune is extremely cold. Maybe there can be snow places, okay, and with full of ice, maybe, okay, and due to the long distance from the Sun, it has 14 natural satellites. Now you have to get the highlighted things in each and every planet, and you have to make a short note, then only you can get a clear idea about each and every planet. Okay, now we studied about inner planets and outer planets as well. Now, and the other one is, you can see here, facts about planets in brief. Okay, now here you can see here Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and some here, somehow you can see here there are red color stars. Okay, so now because why they have mentioned like that? For red color stars, now you can see here Venus and Uranus, they rotate from east to west. They rotate from east to west. That's what they have put here, red stars here. Okay, and here and the next one we have to study dwarf planets. Okay, the small planets which have no fixed orbits, they don't have fixed orbits, are known as dwarf planets. Okay, at present 5 planets have been identified as dwarf planets. Okay, how many dwarf planets? 5. International Astronomical Association 2006. So they, from that council, they identify there has 5 planets. That means dwarf planets. However, scientists believe that there may be more than 5. There can be more than 5. The 5 dwarf planets are shown in the picture below. Now you can see here in this picture. Natural satellites. The celestial objects that orbit around the main planets are called natural satellites. There are natural satellites. Okay, we discussed about that. So far, scientists have identified how many satellites? 173 such satellites that belong to the main planets, and 8 satellites that belong to the dwarf planets. Okay, scientists identified 173 satellites so that belong to the main planets, and 8 satellites that belong to the dwarf planets. Okay, now you can see a table here, number of natural satellites in the solar system. Okay, now you can see here planets are here: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, and you can here get an idea about this here number of satellites. Okay, and the dwarf planets also they have mentioned, and number of satellites also mentioned. Okay, you have to study these things. These are very compulsory. Asteroids. Asteroids are usually considered as fragments of rock, parts of rocks, okay, left over when forming the solar system, unnecessary things, okay. They are formed with hard rocks, okay, they are formed with hard rocks and they are of different shapes, okay, no proper shapes from them, so they can be in many different shapes and sizes. More than millions of asteroids can be found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. They can be found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, okay, millions of asteroids, okay, that means wasted things, okay, fragments of rock, unnecessary parts, okay. Beliefs connected with the solar system. Different beliefs exist in the society regarding the impacts of the sun, the moon and the other planets on the lives of people. Now, usually Sinhala people and the Tamil people, especially Hindus, so all these people, they have some beliefs about the sun and the moon, okay, especially on the planets. Several such beliefs are mentioned below. Now, I think you all have horoscope with you, especially Hindu people, Tamil people, Sinhala people. All those, they have their own horoscope with you. Okay, you have worshipping the sun and the moon, considering them as gods. Okay, especially Tamil people and the Sinhala people. Hindus also. So they are worshipping the sun and the moon, considering them as gods. Okay, there are some here Thai Pongal festival also, they are worshipping to the sun. In Sinhala and Tamil New Year, there's a part. Okay, emigrants of the astrology on the basics of the movement of the sun and the moon and the other planets. Emigrants of the astrology on the basics. Now that's what I said. You all have your horoscope with you. Okay, so from that, astrology is created because of those things. Okay, holy ritualistic activities known as Chantakarma due to the beliefs that planets have malefic or bad effects. Now, do you know about the auspicious time? During the new year, here now you can see a picture. During the new year, we can have the auspicious time. Okay, so all those are belongs to the sun, and especially the Shanti Karma also. The preparation of the horoscope on the basis of the locations of planets at the time of the birth and prevalence of the beliefs in the society that many things are determined by the influence of planets. Okay, so all those are made out of the planets. There are various ceremonies on the basics of the sun and the moon. Thai Pongal, now you can see here there's a picture of Thai Pongal and Sinhala and Hindu New Year. Okay, so and Ramlan festival, so all those are belongs to the planets. Organization of traditional farming activities, not only that, farming activities also related to the sun. Okay, based on the influence of the sun and the moon, accordingly they have the belief that they would reap a good harvest, receive the rain on time and have less harm from pest. So because why? Because of the sun and the moon. Okay, considering the direction when collecting the parts of herbal plants used for Ayurvedic treatment and the beliefs that it has the influence of the moon. And not only that, Ayurvedic medicine also, they are believing such things. So considering the direction when collecting parts of herbal plants, so used for Ayurvedic treatment and the belief that it has the influence of the moon. So there are many beliefs on the sun and moon, especially about the planets as well. though it is difficult to come to definite conclusion about these beliefs. They have practical importance. Okay, so and new knowledge about the solar system. The early man used to explore the unseen universe even at the time when science was not developed. Now we have many technology equipment, so we can get many knowledge about the planet and especially the sun, moon, and many more things. But all the people they didn't know about those things. Okay, so unseen universe even at the time when science was not developed. Okay, new information about the solar system and the universe is continuously added due to the exploration and observation done for a long period since past. Okay, so Galileo Galilei used the telescope. He introduced the telescope to observe the universe. Okay, now you can see here, observe the universe for the first time in 1610 AD. He was able to reveal more information about the universe not known so far through the observation conducted using his telescope. Even though they did not have any technical equipment like us, anyway, they identified some technical equipment. Especially Galileo Galilei is the famous person. Okay, he identified the telescope. Okay, person like Claudius Ptolemy, Nicholas Copernicus, Johannes Kepler, and Isaac Newton too were enthusiastic in finding information about the universe in the past. These are the scientists. They were very interested in searching about finding information about the universe in the past. The launching of an artificial satellite to explore information about space in 1957 AD by USSR Russia is an important event in the history. Thereafter, United States of America established the National Aeronautics and Space Administration (NASA) and launched several satellites. Images taken by these satellites have helped in broadening the knowledge about the universe. Now we all know these things, so they introduce many items because of the technical equipments, and by the time they somehow they introduce many more things about the space. It was believed that the solar system has 9 planets. So it was believed that the solar system has how many planets? 9 planets. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, including our living planet Earth. So finally they introduce there are 9 planets in the solar system. Okay, but in 2006, the International Astronomical Institute declared Pluto as the dwarf planet. Anyhow, they identified by the International Astronomical Institute, so they declared Pluto as a dwarf planet. Okay, hence hereafter it is considered that the solar system has 8 planets. So then only on that time onwards, so they considered that the solar system has 8 planets. It was accepted that there are celestial objects called dwarf planets among the other planets that belong to the solar system. Okay, so it was accepted that there are celestial objects called dwarf planets among the other planets that belong to the solar system. Okay, there are dwarf planets and the celestial objects. Okay, there are dwarf planets among the other planets in the solar system. Recently, the Caltech Astronomical Institute in USA, United States of America, revealed information about the 9th planet, which is 10 times larger than the Earth. This planet has been named as Planet 9. So anyway, this Caltech Astronomical Institute in where? USA. So they revealed information about 9th planet, which is 10 times larger than the Earth, bigger one. Okay, this planet has been named as Planet 9, but it has not been proved yet as a member of the solar system. Still they didn't identify, they didn't prove yet as a member of the solar system. As a result of continuous exploratory activities, the knowledge about the space is changing day by day. Anyway, by the technological development, so people, that means scientists, they can identify many more things in the space. Now you can see here there's a person called Neil Armstrong. So he's the first, that means he kept the first step on the moon. I think you all know this person. And you can see here launching of a rocket. So there are many more things you have to study, especially these new vocabulary you have. And the first one is so we did the first lesson, and we covered the first lesson, and the next we have to do uniqueness of Earth as a habitat of living beings. Okay, see you soon.